Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Real Talk here on
Hello.
Shelbyville Now. I'm David Thomas. This is Bo Gill. And speaking of Bo Gill, let's take care of this.
Let's take care
Before
of
we get started tonight, we want to be transparent with everybody that's watching. Bo is currently a declared candidate for Beaufort County Commissioner in District 5. Real Talk remains an editorial program under the full control of Shelbyville Now. This platform is not affiliated with any campaign. We will offer equal access to all qualified candidates in the election. And our goal is to provide an open discussion of issues facing Beaufort County while maintaining fairness and transparency.
Thank you.
And before we get started, we want to thank our sponsors today, 580 Graphics and Dennis Young Insurance.
Yes.
We appreciate those two fine establishments.
We sure do. And we encourage everyone to check them out.
Go give them some business.
Give them some business.
And while we're talking about it, let's take a look at it and see what all they offer. We'll be right back.
Looking to make your brand stand out? At 580 Graphics in Shelbyville, we turn your ideas into bold, professional results. From custom logo design to screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, decals, banners, and signage, we handle it all in-house with precision and fast turnaround. Whether you're a small business, a church group, a sports team, or a growing company, our experienced design team works with you every step of the way to bring your vision to life. We don't just print graphics. We help you get noticed. Exceptional service. Eye-catching design. Results that speak for themselves. Visit 580 Graphics today and let your brand make a statement.
Get the results you want with the personalized service you deserve at Dennis Young Insurance Agency.
As a local independent agency, we offer coverage from several different companies, including Erie. So whether it's auto, home, life, personal, or business, we can find the right coverage to meet your unique insurance needs. And with a rate lock advantage, your rates won't go up as long as you do not change drivers, autos, or addresses. Contact us at Dennis Young Insurance Agency, insuring Shelbyville and surrounding areas since 1988.
All righty, welcome back in here to Real Talk. Bo, we'll talk about a couple things today. First thing we've got coming up next Tuesday night, we've got our Beaufort County Commission that will be voting for or against the senior property tax freeze. I put out an article today. The title of it is "What's important or What Matters Now."
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Who hates Granny? I was trying to be funny. Okay, all right. And some people didn't think that's too funny. Well, so if you're against it, you're not going to like.
Yeah,
that term, who hates Granny.
It's a summary. It's
pretty much, it's honestly the question you got to get down to. That's the bottom question.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, because some of these people are just, living day to day and are in danger of losing their livelihood and where they live. But yes, that will be voted on. And I don't foresee any other stall tactics that could happen, but I never,
here's the
lose
one.
Focus.
Here's the one that's going to happen next. Oh, well, we think that we should look at doing this at the maximum amount instead of the minimum amount because it'll help more people. Mm-hmm. And we need to study that a little bit longer and maybe till after the election because we don't want to vote for it right now and let you know how we really feel.
And speaking of the record, we did talk about the Planning Commission meeting that was scheduled the same night and the same time as next Tuesday's.
That's been canceled.
It has been canceled. And moved. I believe the right decision was made. Look, that's the one meeting that everybody needs to be at, and you should never, that should never be a conflict of schedule.
No.
So I'm glad that they made that right.
I would suggest we get a calendar and put it up on the wall and kind of take a look at these things before we just start making. I think it probably was oversight in some areas, but in some areas, some people probably wanted it that night.
It could have been. I mean, you just never know. You can't say one way or the other. We can't predict the future. No. We don't know what would have happened, but we do know that, the way it looks, I think they've made the right decision by moving that to a later date.
Yep. So bottom line is the vote comes in 90, I forget how many percent, 94, 95% took the poll and they were 100% for it. So the commissioners have one choice. You vote for it, you pass it. Now, if you want to raise it, go for a year and then raise that maximum, raise it to the maximum qualifications. The next year is pretty easy to do.
But implement it.
Implement it now. Now.
Yes.
Now.
It needs to be
Don't
implemented.
drag it out.
And I know that they have the other type of relief. The
Oh yeah, that's separate. That
but
has nothing to do
let's
with it.
just remember that this right here is important to do. You know, it's don't think about that. Oh, this right here would freeze. I mean, if the taxes, God forbid, went up another 200%, which, you know, could happen in years, this right here would save our most vulnerable and the ones that help build this county and city.
Absolutely. And here's the other thing, you got to look at that. Let's just say that this gets passed. You got the people making 43,000 or less. They know their taxes are not going to go up anymore. That gives them a sigh of relief. If it's 700, if it's 800, if it's 600, that's that many people that were helped, knowing that it's frozen.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. That happens. But then, irregardless of that, we're still probably going to get a property tax increase, not on this year's budget, but in 2027, in June, we will be talking about how much property taxes are going to actually go up.
Yeah.
Okay. And when that happens, you got to start looking at, okay, how much more can our citizens, our taxpayers stand in the city and in the county?
Yep. And how much more, what do we really need? What can we cut? What are the necessities that we need? And what do we need to beef up? These are the real questions that are going to have to be answered, because if a tax raise has to come, then I want to know what I'm getting for my money. And we want to get what we want. We want a nice place. We want our infrastructure. We want our police department, our sheriff's department taking care of the main infrastructures that we talk about day for day.
Those four things.
So if we can cut some fat, we've got to make sure that we do it. And that's not going to make everybody happy. But sometimes tough decisions have to be made, especially because we want nicer stuff, right? I mean, you know, I'm willing to pay for what I get, but I don't want to go up for taxes if everything's just getting wasted.
Here's the thing about that. I don't know of any luxury items that our county citizens need. They just need for government to get out of the way and take care of what they're supposed to take care of.
Right. But once they get on the dole, it's hard for them to pull out.
I know. It's like y'all ain't making no money. All right. You costing money.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. There is no bottom line profit margin shown in government at any level. Now you can have services done. Okay. Law enforcement, our court system. Okay. That judicial system right there. Then you've got EMS, ambulance, fire, putting out fires, arresting criminals.
Yeah. Keeping our place safe.
Paving some roads, teaching some kids how to read, write, and do arithmetic.
That's right.
Okay. Those are our four main things. And what other priorities could we pile into that? I've seen governments at all levels throw more in, and the luxury items start showing up. Okay.
Yes, they do.
But we're going to have to, Bo, start acting like our government doesn't have a money tree.
We do. We need to start acting like we live at home, like how, you know,
most people, normal folks live.
Yeah. It's not just free money, free spending. You know, it's here comes a budget time. I'm going to see the best I can get. You know, directors and heads of these departments have to be responsible and ask not for too much. Now I know that they won't. Then they see the other director asking for this and that, and they want to get more. And somebody's got to say, hey,
every year at budget time, they shouldn't be seeing what could be added. They need to be seeing what they can cut.
Yeah, they should.
And especially going forward, Bo, everything costs so cotton picking much. You're going to have to streamline, or we're all going to go broke at the county government and the city government. All local governments are going to be struggling, especially in places like Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, the Southeast. It's getting flooded with these people.
They are. The rural areas are getting flooded. And the infrastructure is lacking, we know, and that's going to have to be a cost, and it's not free.
Infrastructure is one thing, and then just taking care of the services, the law enforcement, the putting out the fires, the paving of the roads, and the education.
Yeah, them roads wear out a lot quicker.
We go in the hole for every family that moves into Bedford County right now, because we do not get enough impact fee and we don't get enough property tax.
No.
There's no way that we can cover what it costs to service that family.
No, and we've got to figure out ways. We've got to figure out creative ways to get the dollars.
I got an idea, Bo.
Bring it on, Dave. What you got?
We're going to have to start consolidating governments. We got too many government agencies. Okay. You look at what not Lincoln County, but Moore County did. Metro Moore County.
Yep.
Okay.
The smallest county in the state of Tennessee.
They're able to consolidate. Now, they could have had a big old bloated government. I think everybody that's in government seems to think that the bigger we are, the better we are. I think the better you are is how small you can be and still get the job done.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Now,
Streamline.
In Moore County being the smallest, maybe that was the best way to go. I think we've got Davidson County that's a metropolitan, and we've got Trousdale County that's a metropolitan.
Well, you got Chattanooga too, don't you?
Well, the three that I saw were just Trousdale County. If somebody wants to chirp in,
That's something to look up.
it's something to look out. Trousdale, Davidson, and Moore County. Regardless, what are the pros and cons of that? We kind of discussed that a little bit. I mean, I think that there's a lot of double spending maybe on the same thing going on the county and the city.
Redundancy.
What are we too comfortable with what we got? Do we not like change? I mean, what are the benefits? Are we gonna, I know that you'll just have one form of government, and I think that would streamline things a little quicker.
Absolutely.
I mean, between the city and the county, because there won't be a city in the county.
I think you're going to end up, Bo, and this is crazy to even say, but we're headed in a system right now that's bloated and it's spending out of control. Everything costs so much. I get it, but you're going to end up where the state of Tennessee, they will end up having to come into counties and prop things up.
And that's what we don't want.
No.
We know that the state is supposed to be in good financial health. But yes, that's exactly what could happen. But back to this metro, it's very interesting. And I think, wasn't Moore County the last one that implemented this?
I'm not sure.
When
but
will
I think
the precedents be started? I mean, should it be us? I mean, it seems like for a rural county, you think of metropolitan government, you think of more of a city level.
Well, here's the
and
way.
I don't know if that's
we're not
right.
gonna think ahead and look ahead, Bo, because if we were on the coast of Florida, if Shelbyville happened to be on the coast and we had hurricane warnings, we would probably put the plywood up on our windows the day after the storm instead of a week ahead of time.
So you're saying that we're reactive or post-active?
Post-active is the best way. Look, we watch the damage.
Well, yes. I mean, because we've only got to work with what we got, I mean, because
you got to look ahead.
You do have to look ahead. But when, like, I take it from at our city sewer level, when you ask them, why can't we go in and start putting in these new lines? Well, when one sewer line is breaking every day since I've been there for the last 30 years, all we can do is react. My hands are tied, and that's where we got to step in.
Here's the problem. We've let things go so long, and I'm not saying the utility company's fault. There's got to be the money to do it.
Yeah, that was an example.
People have to understand on utilities, we've got to at least cover the cost. I mean, most of these places, I think they make money, and they put it away for problems, but it's overwhelming at this point.
Yes.
And we can't afford to pay what it's going to cost to fix.
Yes.
So now we start looking, we need a refund back from the government. And those refunds are called grants.
Yes.
That's our money that we've sent somewhere else.
That's right.
It's
just you got to write. The best writer can get them.
We got to quit sending our money to the big governments and keep it here local. Okay. Now, every time we pull up to a gas pump, we're sending 30, 40 feet. I don't know what state it is.
Yeah. We're just sending. It's a lot.
All right. So here we go. John Hart, statewide, there are only 3 metropolitan governments. Moore County, consolidated with the town of Lynchburg, formed in 1988. I remember it was 88.
Okay.
All right. Trousdale County, consolidated with the town of Hartsville, formed in 2001.
Oh. Okay.
And then the city of Nashville, formed in 1963. All right. So here's the thing about it. We can be innovative, or we can sit back like we've done on the property tax freeze and watch and make sure everybody else does it before we do. And by then, we will be broke, bankrupt, and trying to figure out where the next dime's coming from. And you know who they're coming to. They're coming to me and you, Bo, and anybody else out there watching. Anybody else out there has got property, they're going to hammer us.
They are going to. And then it begs the question, is this what Bedford County needs? How do you study that? How do you know? Do you just go ahead and you change it to see what happens?
It's pretty simple.
I think that you're going to get a lot of pushback and a lot of I'm uncomfortable with it right off the bat. I would really like to know more about the benefits of a metropolitan government.
I can tell you, Bo.
I know you can, but
and John Hart can, and Tim Loki can. Here's
they're
the thing.
Very smart people.
All right, but here's the thing. It's change. Okay, everybody don't want change. I'm saying every human being. Me, I don't like change. I hate it. But it's change or go broke.
Yeah.
It gets real simple at that point. And then when you start looking at it, I'm telling you, we can take right now our structure of our government and lay it out based on the employees and all the services, and then we can take the city of Shelbyville and do the same thing, throw it all together, and tell AI to find redundancies, and you're going to be at 25 to 30% redundancy.
Yeah, and you can use AI, but you have to have those humans to monitor it. But that is something.
I mean, that's just
Look,
computations. What you do with the information, that's another thing.
That's right. But I guess I understand what you're saying, and I believe you've got a great argument to that. I'm just saying for the general, I think that you would, because of change, because not many people have done it, and until we really study it and understand it a little more, and our representation, wants a better government instead of more power.
Yeah, and you know what, Bo?
That's it. Better government instead of more power. Serve your time, go home.
Well, I mean, the big drawback and the big thing that you just mentioned is going to be the hindrance that will stop it from happening, is because there will be people that will not want to give up their power.
Well,
okay,
yes,
all right. So,
I can see that.
But the other issue that you start coming about, looking at, and you start talking about, well, we're going to have to let some people go. I think the more we streamline today, before we go Metro, the better we're going to be. We got people in offices that can be replaced in a heartbeat with a new piece of technology. And I'm not talking about AI. I'm talking about just upgrading our programming.
You're right. And here's another thought that is a benefit of that. You know how confusing it is for the citizens to know which meetings, which the plan, you got the city planning, you got county planning, you got this and that. How great would it be to know that if you went to the planning commission meeting, that it was covering the county and the city? You didn't have to know when this, I think a lot of those things would be a huge benefit.
Yeah.
I mean, just think of the things, the paper products or whatever that are involved in getting this together. I mean, that we could really save if you did. Now, they would probably be bigger bodies, not necessarily. I don't know if you would need a larger body. I think you wouldn't. Let's see, if we've got 18 plus 6, I don't think you would need 24 representatives of the county, like we've got now, city and county together. That's what we've got.
Yeah, we got 18 commissioners.
Add 2 mayors to it. Yeah.
How many more? We don't need 18 can handle this county today.
Yeah, I would think so.
We don't need anybody else, and that's insurance that we're not going to have to pay for.
Yeah,
that's that. You start cutting things. How about this? The state of Tennessee will ask you if you want to go paperless for your license renewal, and you can do that.
All right.
How many other things can the county say? Do you want to go paperless? How many people right now? They'll go to the mailbox, get their notice of whatever it is, and throw it in the trash can.
But then they're going to have to send somebody home, David.
Well,
that's the tough decisions that I'm talking about.
Pack your bags. You can do better in the private sector anyway.
There's decisions that have to be made, and if you're there for the well-being of the county, you have to make them, and it has to be. And I know some you're not going to make everyone happy, but if your job is to take care of the county and to be financially stable in the county, and that's what you want to know, then that's what you want to be, then you have to. I mean, I think that's hard though. That's really hard to do, because we got to live with these people, and you want them to have a living. But then you got to say, you're going to take my job away.
But here's the thing: I keep hearing that Bedford County employees are paid so bad. Well, if you go to the private sector, you automatically gonna get a raise, right?
Yeah, and if you cut more,
really?
Well, if you cut more employees, they would all probably get a little bit more. I don't know.
No, you got to keep it the same. We're trying to save money, Bo.
I know.
We're trying to keep from going bankrupt.
I know. That's what will happen, though. It looks like.
All right. So Tim Loki says, just think, if you combine the city police with the county sheriff department, how much better coverage would we have? And the same with fire.
Very good.
I guarantee you, we'd have more than 4 or 5 officers out patrolling at any given time. We are woefully, and I don't understand the math on this. I need to talk to Nakia and ask him. We got, I think, 68 or 70 officers, but any given time, we'll have 4 or 5 on patrol.
Yes.
And that's divided into sectors.
That's right.
Well, what are the others doing? How many shifts do we have? I don't know the answer to this. I'm just throwing it out there. But he is absolutely
Mr.
right.
Loki, I mean, this is coming from a guy who's been a part of law enforcement for his whole life. So he knows. We got to listen to the people like that know. We got to listen to the older generation. They know. I mean, he sees.
Wait, don't call him the older generation.
He's young, man.
He's the same age as me.
He's a young man.
You're a young man. He's calling us old. I'm offended.
Now,
I tell you what. I tell you who's offended by even hearing this. A lot of people, because this is common sense. This is thinking out of the box. This is what we're going to have to do down the road. You mark it down. There's going to be counties and cities going bankrupt within the next 2 to 5 years in this region if it's not us.
And who bails them out? Tennessee, the state of Tennessee. I mean,
No,
what happened?
me and you are going to bail them out.
That's exactly right. And what do we need to do to prepare for this? This is what
what's going to
we're
happen.
talking about.
Next June, when it comes time for property taxes, there's going to be a lot of people panic.
There was a big panic, you know.
Well, that was with the appraisals. Wait till you get to your tax rates in 2027. We're going to panic because we're going to hear about this, and it's going to be at the city more than the county,
Right.
because you're talking about new fire hall, new police station combined, and then a new fire hall north of town to keep our rates down. I'm not saying we don't need it. I'm saying these are the realities that we face.
Yes.
Okay, you're talking about a new city hall.
Well,
You're talking about
does.
new this, new that. I mean, honestly, we're going to be operating out of a pup tent.
Yeah.
All right.
We
If we're not careful in how we manage things, and part of managing things right is making some dramatic changes, and that would be going to Metro.
Well, it's having discussions and not necessarily, you know, it's having this discussion, you know, this discussion needs to be had. I think, you know, unpopular opinions need to be brought up and discussed.
Absolutely.
And maybe that happens to be the right thing. I don't know. You know, I really don't know what would be best. That sounds like a great idea, but I know that, you know, that if there's only one way to find out.
You know, it might not be a good idea in everybody's game plan, but it might be the only idea we have when we start going broke.
Well, the only thing we need to think about is Bedford County as a whole and the people there.
Yeah.
And what's best for them. We don't need to think about who's in power or who's there and that. It needs that, and this needs to happen and be ran by the
Bedford
right
County government is the city of Shelbyville government, and if it's the city of Ortrace, the town of Bell Buckle,
We didn't
the
talk
town
about
of
that,
Normandy, all these other things, their purpose is to serve the taxpayers and the citizens that live in the county, not to serve themselves. We don't serve government. Government serves us and is for and by us based on the Constitution of the United States.
And I know you're exactly right. And I know, but like cities like Bell Buckle, let's say, for instance, you know, they want to be Bell Buckle. They don't want to lose the power.
They can have their
of that.
identity.
I think you can still protect. There's
Yeah.
still protection ways in there. But I mean, if you did a metro, and I don't blame them, because if I lived in Bell Buckle, I would want Bell Buckle like Bell Buckle.
It wouldn't change nothing.
I don't
though.
think. Well, I just would make. That's what we want to know. You know, I think those are the answers, things that.
Well, let
because
me
if
ask
it
you this.
did, I mean,
all right, if we let's just look at Lynchburg.
mhm.
Metro government in Moore County did not change Lynchburg.
It's protected in Lynchburg.
Exactly.
I would say.
That's the same thing that's going to happen to any town, any community inside of Bedford County.
Yeah.
You're going to have better service.
Yeah, no, I think that's a good example to a small degree, which is Lynchburg, but it's our neighbor.
It is.
And it's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful town. It's been preserved. They've got Jack Daniels, you know, there. It's Jack Daniels City.
Yeah.
We've got things here, but we've got a lot of blights that we could really, you know, use improvement. I don't know if Metro government is the right way, but the discussion needs to start. And I wonder if we're the only area
people-
having this discussion.
Well, yeah, I guarantee you, if anybody is looking at the finance wave that's coming toward all of us, not just Bedford County, I'm talking about probably every county in the country, but especially in the southeast, it's getting bombarded with all these people moving in because they hate where they are at now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I know.
How
They
about
do.
this? Change where you're at and stay, and don't overrun us.
That LA, maybe they'll if is Spencer Pratt, did he happen to win that?
He won his primary.
Well, if he can maybe he can do something, but I doubt it. It looks like a lot of hope there. There's been hope. There's hope there in California. Well, LA for the first time since I ever remember. But maybe they'll start wanting to, you know, go back a little bit. But we love them here. I mean, everybody I've met from California that's came here.
Oh
they're
yeah,
just like
I don't
me
blame
and
them.
you.
I'd leave too.
I
But
would too, but maybe there's those that really love California, but they just had to leave, but can't. Maybe they can go back.
if you go out there and just look at the common sense that's used, you can't find it.
No.
Okay. Why can't people just use some common sense and say this ain't working?
And that common sense is not just on the West Coast. It's right here in Bedford County because I've seen some, you know, government. There's a lot of.
There ain't much common sense here either.
No.
Let me tell you something else that Metro government would do for Bedford County and the city of Shelbyville.
Tell me about it, Dave. I don't know.
We wouldn't be hiring lawyers and suing ourselves all the time.
Well, if we did, we could, but we would be suing ourselves.
We're
and I don't think
already
we can.
suing ourselves.
Well, we are. We're paying for that. We're going to be paying these
If
lawyers'
you own
fees.
property in the city of Shelbyville, you're suing yourself.
Remember, you're going to be paying more for lawyer fees as a taxpayer, or they're getting more than it's going to cost to implement the senior tax freeze for 1 year. Like
no,
200%.
No, it's probably $1.2 million so far.
Yeah, that's what I always say. You
And
like to pay
we're
lawyers.
okay. Yeah.
You like to pay lawyers to sue the city and the county that each other that you live in, or do you like to help the ones that help build the city and the county that you live in and that are most vulnerable and are most vulnerable possibly and could lose their well-being? I think it's a no-brainer.
Okay.
$1 million on lawyers, $150,000.
It ain't gonna cost $150,000.
Even if it did, let's just say that.
If it costs $200,000, we better do it because we come up with $274,000 to put that gum colored lights on the courthouse. And we spent $30,000 on tablets for the commissioners. It's never been fired up. We've spent $1,800 for a chair and probably $1,500 for a desk for the commissioners when we redid the courthouse.
They're pretty.
They're pretty.
The lights look good,
but the pretty don't
go.
matter. Folding chairs, plastic tables with tablecloths like we're operating
the
on.
people taken care of. The people.
Just do it.
Yeah.
You don't have to do all this.
No, we don't have to be all high.
And I hear, we want everything to look nice. Okay, let's get everybody taken care of, and then we'll do that last.
I think it looks great. I mean,
it's fantastic. It's a showpiece, but that's not what the government's supposed to be doing.
Well, no, I mean, it looks great without. I mean, what we've got is great. It's been prettied up, and I love it, and I'm very thankful for what we've got. I mean, even as it is today, but there's a lot of waste. But we need to really choose what's important.
What's important?
Not use this as a political.
What's important, Bo, is we look good while we go broke.
Well,
that's what's important.
Go for it. I don't want to be a part of that. That's not my mentality.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're at.
That's where we're sitting.
And it's going to be, and it's a fight, and it's going to be hard decisions.
You watch 2 to 5 years. If this planet's still here, we're going to be going broke at a local government level. And I'm telling you, somebody needs to start paying attention right now.
There needs to be some.
I know we've got this big debt services fund sitting over there drawing interest, but I promise you there's plans right now to build to something else. And the city's got all this stuff, all these projects that's looking at it. Who's going to pay for it? I just don't know, Bo.
I don't know either.
But
anyway. I know, and we've got existing buildings in the city. I know that the county owns that need to, be used or be turned into private industry or something.
Yeah.
I'm not for the county being in the real estate business or the city, but I am for them having what they need. We need a good jail. We've got a good jail. I mean, but you're always going to be behind when you build it. It's kind of like technology, like a computer.
We're behind.
When you buy your computer, you're behind.
We're behind because our capacity is so high. And we've got all these outside prisoners that the state's running in here on us. Okay, that's why we're behind. If you took the people that were in Bedford County that were incarcerated, you could hear an echo in there probably.
But that's where the money is.
But we got to take care of it too. And if we've got 200, let's just say we got 200 people from Bedford County in there, and we can't keep the place clean, we got something wrong.
Yeah.
All right, you think about it. You got that many people in there. They should all be working to keep it clean.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're living in there. I mean, it's just basic common sense.
I haven't checked out the cleanliness. I haven't been in there lately, so I can't comment on the cleanliness.
Chad Fletcher, our focus needs to be on 20 years down the road instead of the next 4 for re-election purposes. You're right.
Amen.
But we got to look at what's in front of us right now, not for the election purposes, but try to balance the checkbook.
It's just like what you said. This right here,
right
you're
here.
looking at this, but you can see what's in the future, and you've got a plan.
Exactly.
He's exactly right. But you got to do both, and it's doable, But you got to have the mindset. You got to have the ears that listen to those, and we've got to all get on the same page. That's what is important.
Yep. So this idea of metro government is radical, and it's going to rattle some trees, and it's outside of the box.
But
I'm telling you,
it's a conversation.
It's where we're going to be forced to go, and it has nothing to do with who's in there. It's got to do with an empty checking account and not being able to tax. You're going to tax like you need to do what we've got to do in the future, Bo. It's going to break some people. It's close already. It's borderline on several
with
people.
Everything with groceries, with gas. I mean, it's gone down a little bit, but it'll go back up. It's always something else. And the last thing we need is for local government to be pulling, to be taking more and more.
Well, you look at what Tim Lokey says right here, and this is absolutely right. Put all the sales taxes and property taxes in a pile. We have better services and better schools. 100% because of redundancy.
Yeah.
And you can do the calculations. You can figure out what the redundancy is.
There's a lot.
And you can do a streamlined situation. I mean, if you have any business sense at all and have a calculator and a legal pad, and of course the help with some AI.
Yeah, just running 2 separate offices is a
yes. I mean, just think about the buildings we could get rid of.
It's a whole different mindset. It would be a big change, but
it's not. If you're a part of big government, you're gonna like your hair's on fire right now for even mention this.
You're right. We've had some really good comments today. I'm really proud of having some of the I won't say older, I'll say wiser county residents commenting here today, especially Mr. Lokey.
Well, I'm just telling you, I've lived here my whole life, Bo, and I've seen how things have escalated over the last 10 years. I'm going to say 10 years. It's probably more like 7 or 8, but 10 years, but especially since COVID.
Yeah.
The prices of everything, our inflation has absolutely put us in this position. And then you throw some bad mistakes or not thinking ahead on top of this inflation, and you've got a financial storm that we're staring at.
It's a whole new world since 2019.
Talk to Mark Clanton and ask him how much it's cost since COVID to pave, how much it's gone up to pave 1 mile of road.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. And everybody wants to fuss about the roads, me included, when I hit a pothole, but it costs money to do it.
That's right.
We've got to streamline so we can get our roads fixed.
That's right.
That's one thing alone.
Money. He has all the want to do, but he can't just write checks out of his own checkbook.
No,
we know Mark's got all that money, but
I doubt he's going to do that. All right, guys, we're going to have to get out of here. Yeah. Thanks for the conversation.
Very good conversation.
Everybody
good
participating. And most everybody stayed on topic today. So
yeah, they did. That's great.
Most everybody.
Look, it's outside the box. This is what we do. Real talk. We're going to talk about things that may rattle some ideas, but I think that's what we need. Yeah. It's kind of like spitballing, and it might work.
Yeah. And another thing, one last plea for this. Who hates Granny? All right.
Stay tuned.
Next tuned. Tuesday next Tuesday night, we're going to find out who hates Granny.
Who hates Granny.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks. There's Teresa Gill. I do love our square and seeing how busy it has become.
Yes.
Yep, but we're going to somehow have to get some money in our checking account at the county and city.
We do, and I do too, because whenever
that means stay here and shop.
That's right. Whenever though the lawyer, the judges left, they thought that was going to go down. I'm very grateful with the commerce during the day around our square.
Do we have any happening?
Oh yeah, it's hard to find a parking spot. It really is. I mean, you go on some days when you got the Grindstone, you got Popes going, you got everybody going to Merle Norman, Finn and Riley's. They're just bouncing out here and there. I mean, it's not just like people going to court anymore. They're not bouncing out of the courthouse as much, but it's around the courthouse, and I like what's going on. I'm
all right, grateful. Guys. Y'all have a great evening. Yes. We'll see you again, hopefully on Monday.
Yes.
If the good Lord's willing and the creek don't